Welcome to a new anime review series. This is the anime review series. I'm calling this one JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Anime Review. This is part 1 of 8. Yes, 8. Each one of these parts will discuss various parts of the basically outside the main franchise. Basically, for this particular part, I'm basically talking about my thoughts on the first part of season 1, which is the adaptation of the Phantom Blood arc. Part 2 would be about Tenacity. Part 3, which actually split into 2 parts because season 3 was a 2-part season, where I'm talking about the Stardust Crusaders. Part 4 will be on season 3, which is Diamonds Unbreakable. Part 5, my final thoughts on the anime and where it can go from here if they ever decide to bring its series back. Part 6 will be on the OVA series. Part 7 will be on the one anime film that the series released. And Part 8, if it ever does come out, I'm not sure when it does come out. Let me look there. It's a live-action film of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures called JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Diamonds Unbreakable Chapter 1. Yes, it actually was just released just a couple months ago. I'm sure there's a sub for it. I have looked for online, but it's the only live-action version I've seen for JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. That I will discuss in Part 8. And if there's going to be Part 9, it probably might be on something else. Okay, but let's talk about Phantom Blood. This particular arc, was basically in the anime, took up 9 episodes, and this was an adaptation of 44 chapters. If I'm thinking, how in the world do you adapt 44 chapters into 9 episodes? Simple. Do more than like 1 or 2. Like the first 2 episodes are 5 chapters apiece. 3 is like basically 6 chapters. I think 4. I think they adapt 5 chapters. Yeah, I think it's like 5 chapters. But at least 2 of these episodes, the last episode, and I think it was episode 6, they adapted only 3 chapters. But yeah, they adapted this over the course of 9 minutes. Over the course of. Now, when aired in Japan, this aired over the course of just a couple months. Yeah, it was a very short arc, but it had great animation by Data Production. They're the ones who actually did it. Great opening theme song. What's the name of the theme song? Because they never did a sort of a dub song for it. Let's see. The music. The first one they did for part 1 is JoJo. Yeah, this was like a Japanese rock song. It was awesome. And showing like panels from the actual JoJo Bizarre Adventure manga, which I'm currently reading right now. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, now who's the voice cast? And I watched the dub. Now, for the dub actors, we have Johnny M. Bosch voicing the main character, Jonathan Joestar, aka JoJo. Yeah, those people familiar with him, basically he's familiar for a few people, a few things. Playing Adam Park on Power Rangers, playing Ichigo Kurosaki on Bleach. He also voiced Sasori the Red Sand from Naruto. This is my 3rd series I've actually seen where he actually has a voiceover. The main villain is Dio Brando, voiced by Patrick Sleece. And this is actually the 5th series I've actually seen where he actually has voiced characters on. He did it on the original Naruto show, Bleach, where he voiced Kapachi and Kisuke Ohara. He was second voice for both of them because the original actor retired. He's the current voice actor for Frankie in One Piece. He voiced Loxus on Loxus on Fairy Tail, and of course here he's voicing Dio Brown, which he does a great job. But there was one other guy I was kind of hoping to hear his voice out of it, and he would have been great for this one. But I'm sure that because he's for kids, so they probably couldn't get it because this is a Viz Media production. And that was the guy who voiced Dark Bakura. He would have been great also as Dio Brando as well, but the guy Patrick Swayze did a great job voicing the character. And voicing the love interest, Ina Peloton, in the final episode, basically to get married, Ian Joestar, is Michelle Ruff. And this is the 3rd show I've actually seen where she does a voiceover. First one was Bleach, where she played Rukia Krutsuki. The second one where she played on Hunter x Hunter. She was the only one I recognized out of the entire voice cast. She played one of the 4 main characters, the one who's close to the main Gon, I'm trying to remember his name. It's Kurapika, not Kurapika. Yes, the short little kid who's got silver white hair and from the assassin family. Yeah, she voiced his mother, and she didn't appear that much in the anime as well. Yeah, in this anime she didn't appear early at all. I mean, out of the 9 episodes, she only appeared in like 5 episodes. She appeared in the first 4 episodes, and then she skipped the next 2. I think it was the next 4 episodes, and she then returned to episode 9. Yep. It was nice to see her. Who else was there? Let's see. Speed Dragon, voiced by Keith Silverstein, and yeah, I'm not all familiar. He's been on Bleach as well, and he was also on Naruto as Maru. But yeah, he's only been on just a couple other shows he's on. He's been on Digimon, but it was on Fusion. I haven't watched Fusion yet. Let's see. We also have DJ Oakley, who's actually named after Led Zeppelin, William B. Zeppelin. Yeah, this is according to the writer of the creator of the manga. He actually named the character after Led Zeppelin himself. Yep, which is a pretty interesting thing. The fact that. And Joseph, the father of the main character, actually, scratch that. Let's say that for next episode. But yeah, there's not many characters for this one. There was a little kid named Coco. I recognize his voice. It's the same voice who voiced Izzy from Digimon, from Adventure 1 and 2. He was also voice of the grandson of the bridge builder from Naruto. So this is the 3rd series I've seen for him. So at least that I'm familiar with some of the voice actors. Well, some anyways. Well, just about 3 of them I am. The rest I'm not all familiar with that much with them. I also noticed there was one announcer. I think it was in episode 2. I think it was when they had Dio and Joseph, Dio and JoJo, the original one, playing a football game. The announcer, who had no microphone, basically just doing this, and basically calling play-by-play. Like, okay, was this necessary for like 1880 football? And I recognize the voice. It's actually Derek Sampson, the guy who voiced from Bleach. I believe he voiced Shino from Naruto, and he voiced Ken Nishijoji from Digimon. So this is the 4th series I've seen him on. So yeah, and this is great arc. Now, as for changes, there is very little changes. Some cuts here and there, but very small in there. There's a lot of it. There's some additions. Like, they actually show a lot more of the main thing for this one is Hemon. That's sort of like a breathing technique that makes these characters very powerful and muscular. Yeah, and at one point when you start the series off, when the series starts off, the main character's already got kind of muscular, and he's supposed to be 12. I have never seen a 12-year-old where he looks very muscular. He's usually very, very thin, like skinny thin for a 12-year-old, usually. And then pretty much now, the series started off basically in 1868, and then they jumped ahead 12 years later to 1880. And of course, you have a bit of a time jump a little bit there, basically 1881, and then it jumps ahead to 1888. And one thing that was really cool was the fact they actually tied into real life history when they actually had Jack the Ripper in the series. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. They only appeared for 1 episode, but it was great to see they have Jack the Ripper in actual Japanese anime. Something I don't think the Japanese ever done before. Not that I can think of, no. Oh, and Dio. Yeah, the whole thing with this one is all about a stone mask, and the stone mask turns him into a vampire. Yep, a vampire who is afraid of sunlight, who actually drinks blood, and he turns various creatures into various people into various creatures, like little dogs, zombies half the time. None of them could turn into vampires. There was this one scene, I'm kind of glad they really kept the scene on, because this was disgusting in the manga. There was this woman who got turned into a vampire, and then she decided to snack on her own baby. Yeah, this was disgusting. I had to bring it up, but I'm like, really? The guy who creates manga was, let's see, his name is Hirokazu Urakiya. Yeah, that's the name of the guy who created this manga. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I was recommended the anime by Cam Medina, I think his name is. He's also known as Dr. Lemonade. He recommended the anime to me. The manga was recommended to me by Jeremy Ruffalo, aka Sofa the Clown. And this was a good recommendation. And I checked it out, and I really enjoyed Phantom Blood. This one, along with the other two parts for the manga portion, I really enjoyed them. Right now, I'm up to the fourth part of the manga, Diamond is Unbreakable. I am currently at chapter 391. I'm getting close to being almost done with this particular part of the manga. I only got like 49 chapters left overall for part 4. For the manga itself, I think it's like 538 chapters, because I looked up how many chapters overall the manga is published. This manga has published 917 chapters in 30 years. I don't know if the series has ever even celebrated its 30th anniversary, because it started back in 1987. From what I've been told, the series started in 1987 and published weekly up for 15 years. And it published weekly up until they finished up part 6. And for the past 2 parts, the writer has published the manga monthly. The reason why he did that, from what I've told, is because he wanted to take more time developing a story, which is great. Which some people think that the writer of Hunter x Hunter should do that so that he wouldn't have to take these frequent hiatuses. Yeah. But overall, this Phantom Blood arc was really good. Battle Tenacity is the next arc, and it's only 17 episodes. Yeah, it's a little bit longer. The manga itself is only 69 chapters. It's 25 chapters longer. Yeah, and I finished up these 4 parts. I got this thing just in a few weeks. Yeah, I ordered part 1 from the library. Now, my local library had the first part, which originally came out in Japan in 5 books, and then was re-released here in English, and then Viz Media stopped publishing about halfway through Star Crusaders, and decided to re-release it again. This time with these very thick hardcover books, and the first book contained 14 chapters. Yeah, 14 chapters. And I managed to finish up this particular part of the manga in just 3 books. Yep, it took me 3 books, and I finished the part 1, just like that. Part 2, I thought I had ordered part 2 of the manga, because I ordered volumes 6 through 12. It turns out the books I ordered were actually from for Star Crusaders, so I decided to read the entirety of Battle Tenacity online, and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to doing the anime portion of it soon. Star Crusaders, the manga portion, was really good. I really enjoyed it. Diamonds Unbreakable was a bit bizarre one. It has a good start to it, then it's like, it's got to do these very side stories. And part 4 is the longest of all 8 parts. Yeah, it's 172 chapters long. And I've been reading this now for at least for a week now. Yeah, it's taking a while to get through it. Otherwise, though, it's a good start for the series. They did a great job. Yeah, and this whole thing takes place in England. The whole thing. Part 2, from what I know of it, takes place first in New York City, then it jumps ahead to Venice. Yeah. Part 3 jumps all over the place. Part 4 takes place mostly in Japan. Yeah, I guess so. The series is published in Japan. Why not set in Japan? That's my personal guess anyways. But I'll get to basically talking about the other parts that were adapted soon when I get a chance to watch the anime. Alright? So, that's it for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Anime Review Part 1. Where it's Season 1, Phantom Blood. Next one is Part 2, Season 1, Battle of Tenacity. That's what I'm talking about in the next episode when I get a chance to get up to it. Because I'm trying to finish some stuff up first, and I'll watch the anime. And you'll get my thoughts on that soon, okay? Until I see you on my next episode, bye.